Sounds like a good possibility.
6 o'clock. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Anamosa City Council meeting. City of Anamosa City Council agenda, regular session, Monday, February 28th, 2022, 6 p.m. Anamosa Library and Learning Center. 1.0 roll call.
Crump,
Here.
Smith,
Here,
Houston,
here,
Zumba,
Here.
Stout,
Here.
Calvert,
Here.
Note all members present in council chambers. 2.0 Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Three point zero approval of agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alan, second by Rich. Council discussion. Beth, please. conduct roll call.
yes,
Tukin,
yes,
Zumba,
Yes.
Stout,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
Motion to approve carried unanimous. 4.0 motion to approve the minutes from the following meetings. 4.1 February 14th, 2022 regular council meeting.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alan, second by Jeff. Any discussion on the minutes as submitted? Beth, please.
Tukin,
yes,
Zumba,
Yes.
Stout,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
Smith.
yes,
Motion to approve carried unanimous. 5.0 public hearings, none. 6.0 proclamations, none. 7.0 old business. 7.1 downtown facade project update, Gary Lumsden.
Good evening, Derek Lumsden, Jones County Economic Development. And if I wowed you with January's report, you're going to be sewing through all the February's. February was always going to be our slow month. They're getting the last few pieces that they need. There's some hardware for a couple of doors. They're having, if you noticed, a couple of apartment doors that go upstairs at Vendor Village, they have some electronic components for key fobs and stuff. So that's taking a little bit of time to come in. They have to adhere those after they prime the doors. So they've been working on some of those while the weather's been bad for the last week or so. And this month starting tomorrow, we'll be in March, and that'll start our heavy month of painting. So we'll see a lot of the buildings get transformed one more time in downtown. But for February, there wasn't a lot to report just because they were doing some odds and ends as they waited for the weather to clear up in order to do the painting in downtown. Right now, barring some unforeseen circumstance, we are still set to be done as scheduled May 1st. So if there's any questions or comments for me,
good job.
thanks.
It's looking great.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks for the report, Derek. 7.2 project status update from Snyder and Associates, Lindsay Beeman.
I've got my report. I think you guys have it in your packet, hopefully. Let's see, the Floyd Q Basin, continuing to get the design going on that, getting it farther and farther along. The lift station project, which is actually more of a sewer main and the street recon on some of those patchwork. The boys are meeting with staff tomorrow to go over the plans where they are at this point. And for the roundabout project, it talks about needing to have final docs today. That all got done. Everything made the deadline. No problem with the April letting date. Permits have been issued, and The DOT sets the construction days, and so we know that now that the DOT has issued 120 working days for this project and the start date of June 13th, 2022 is the late start date. So everything's on track as far as I know.
Do you have a timeline on that, the basin? For at the wastewater?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much almost final plans. It's just a matter of, yeah, getting the final details wrapped up. Probably, I think that I was gonna ask Nick to meet with Steve tomorrow about that as well, to show him what he's got for that project too.
Okay.
We were waiting, I mean, for the longest time we were waiting on the geotechnical report. That was the November, December delays, I remember, so.
Anybody else have questions for Lindsay? None? Thanks for the report, Lindsay. 7.3, project status update from HR Green, Andrew Marsh.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrew Marsh from HR Green in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. You should have in your packets an update from HR Green on our various projects. I'm happy to answer any questions. Just at a very high level, the Sycamore Street project, we're waiting on the contractor to return their insurance and sign agreement, and then we'll be underway. That project came in well under budget, so we're very happy with the bid pricing that we received on that. On the Jordan Well 6, not much activity here in the winter, as we're waiting to get more started in the warmer months here. Well 7 siting study. We did have a meeting with the school district and asked them about a potential site on their property for the future well location that would replace well 5 eventually in the years to come. And we had a very good discussion with them. They wanted to consider a slightly different location that we took back and considered. And then we sent them a revised diagram for a couple of options that might fit in their property without conflicting with any future plans or any of their sports areas. So I think we're on track on that project and having good dialogue with the school district for that future well location. The Booth Street project, we met with the city staff this past week and got their review comments, and now we are, the ball is in our court to finish up those plans now. And that's kind of a high level. If there's questions, I'm happy to answer those. If not,
None?
thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew, for the report. 7.4, project status update from WHKS.
They're not with us tonight. If you have questions, though, Steve's been in contact. It's pretty much self-explanatory. We're just kind of in preliminary planning, so.
Council, is there anything, any questions or clarifications that Steve could get the information and bring back? Hearing none. 8.0, new business. 8.1, resolution setting the date of March 14, 2022 at 6 p.m. at the Anamosa Library and Learning Center for the public hearing on the proposed annual budget for fiscal year 2023.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Kay, second by Alan. Council discussion. Public comment. Beth?
Zumba,
Yes.
Scout,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Tukin,
Yes.
Motion to approve carried unanimous. 8.2, resolution approving the hiring and setting salary for part-time temporary patrol officers.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Rich, second by Kay. Council discussion. Public comment. Beth, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to approve carried unanimous. 8.3, review and approval of pay application number 8 to Tricon General Construction in the amount of $8,504.96 for the downtown revitalization facade project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Rich, second by Alan. Council discussion. Public comment. Beth, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to approve carried unanimously. 8.4, review and approval of pay application number 4 to Boomerang Corporation in the amount of $48,450 for the Anamosa Fire Station Addition Project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Jeff, second by Alan. Council discussion. Public comment. Beth?
Yes.
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 Motion to approve carried unanimous. 8.5, acceptance of resignation of city administrator / clerk.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by motion by Ellen, second by Kay. Council discussion.
I approve it only because it's best wishes, not mine. Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Motion to approve carried unanimous. With this being an employee personnel matter, I was not going to open it for public, any type of public comment. That's mayor conducts the meeting. My decision to not allow public comment on this agenda. 8.6, discussion possible action, city administrator clerk search.
Well, since we're going to be forced into it, I would like to see us at least get 2, if not 3 proposals from various firms that would conduct a search.
I think that would be a good idea.
Is there anybody in particular, Rich?
No,
No?
I really don't know anybody aside from Callahan, but I think we need to, last time he was the only one we entertained when we hired Jacob. This time, I think we need to broaden that and go outside and see if we can't at least see what other companies may have to offer.
I agree. Definitely. At least I prefer 3.
I would prefer 3, but I don't know
I think
the
there are 3
availability,
available.
if the availability,
Yeah.
if we can only get 2 to propose, I'm okay with that. But if we can get 3, that's better.
How does that work? We reach out to whatever firms are available and talk to them and give us a pricing basically or a proposal.
Well, we would reach out and a lot of times they'll come and present. So you can ask questions of how they do conduct their business and what kind of timeline they're looking at and so forth.
In addition, is there like, I don't know, internet, League of Cities or whatever avenues? corridor
There's all
careers or-
that, but I think we are I think we'll do a better job if we go professional.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to throw out there because
To find a search firm.
well, to throw that out there for another avenue to find applicants in addition to,
Oh, sure.
in addition to the search.
Yeah, you
I
can.
think they actually do that, though. They do kind of a blanket.
No, they would do their search, but if we wanted to put something out wherever, could we do both?
You can put an ad on the cities.
They could.
We're members.
And you could put an ad on Indeed, and you could put an ad on here, and you could put an ad on there, and
Yeah, it just depends on, I mean,
it just complicates matters, in my opinion.
Well, aside from, I think probably for the most practical side of it, if we're looking at qualified candidates, most of them are going to come through a search firm. The ones that come through like Indeed or whatever, I don't know what they may turn out to
It
be.
boils down to wherever they come from. We should be able to make a decision on that.
Yeah, but I would like to at least, we're gonna have to do this at this point in time. Since we're gonna be going out and hiring an unknown quantity. Have some type of a search firm involved.
so do you want them to maybe present at the next meeting?
That would be good.
If they could do it.
Monticello has a few names. I know a few that
It-
we can at least have them present.
Yeah, if,
their
That would be good.
process.
Thank you.
if they could, that would
Yeah.
be great.
That'd be good.
So whoever would be interested in giving us a proposal would come and talk with me.
And they'll give you the process they're gonna go through. And plus, if you do just ads, you're gonna have to decide who's gonna collect them or review them. You know, you're still gonna have a process to go through.
Do we want to put this in the form of a motion?
Well, then I'll make a motion to try to get at least 3, if possible, search firms to present. Along with that, then place an advertisement on Indeed, League of Cities. Any place else anybody can think of,
Corridor careers.
Corridor Careers. And if possible, have the search firms here at the next meeting.
Because we're doing that with library.
It's not good. It's, we did it too.
It's hard.
Well,
It gives
I
them-
understand where you're going.
Yeah,
truthfully, I don't think we're gonna get anything through it. But Jeff seems to
I
think that's the
know,
way to go.
I
So
No,
know.
no, I'm just,
we'll
all
throw it-
avenues,
we'll throw it out there and
it's not gonna
We
hurt.
can
see.
Motion on the floor from Rich. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any further council discussion? Any public comment?
Tom Bergen, property owner downtown. I heard you say, what is it, League of Cities? Isn't that where we found Jacob at? We all know how that worked. It didn't.
No,
No,
no, we did it.
Okay,
had
well, I
a-
hope you put a little bit more into this than when you hired him.
Maybe we'll have better quality. Never mind. Sorry. I opened my mouth and put my foot in it. Sorry.
You got a little, we got axle grease down the shop. We can help you out with that.
No other public comment? I'll ask Beth to conduct a roll vote.
Yes.
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 yes,
Yes.
Motion to approve carried unanimous. 8.7, review and approval of liquor license renewal for Tapkins Convenience.
move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Rich, second by Alan. Any discussion? Public comment? Beth?
Stovall,
Yes.
Still,
Yes.
Albert,
Yes.
Clum,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes,
Tukin,
Yes.
Motion to approve carried unanimous. 8.8, review and approval of current bills.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alan, second by Rich. Is there any discussion on the bills that were presented?
So the Rexco Bobcat ran up 2250. How much have we paid in rent for the skid loader so far?
so 4,500.
Any other questions on the bills? Public comment? Beth, please.
Still,
Yes.
Albert,
Yes.
Clum,
Yes.
Smith,
yes,
Tukin,
Yes.
Stovall,
Yes.
Motion to approve carried unanimous. 9.0, city administrators report.
just business as usual and doing some delegating. I'll have some resolutions for depository and some authorized user things on the next meeting.
Council, any questions for Beth? Thanks, Beth. 10.0, mayor and council's report. 10.1, mayor's report. Nothing at this time. 10.2, council reports.
I believe we have been successful in hiring a new head librarian.
Good.
Awesome lady, very personable, will be an asset to our library and our community.
Good. It's been I don't want to say lengthy process, but it's possibly a tedious one.
Yeah.
What's good news, okay? Any other reports?
I don't have a report, but at this time, I just want to thank Beth for what she has done for the city of Anamosa and in my opinion, being one of the best city administrators we've had in a long time. And I want to thank her for her time.
And I'd like to
Thank
say
you,
that I
Beth.
hope we get lucky and find somebody to be able to fill her shoes.
No, not possible.
You never know.
Oh, yeah.
11.0, public comment for items not on the agenda.
Tom Durgan, downtown property owner. I'll save my comments for Beth for maybe a later time, unless we're out of time. Last meeting, I asked a question. I don't believe I got an answer. I'm not asking now, I'm demanding an answer. It's a two-part question now. Rod, I would like to know why you took K off that fire department. And did you say, I'm just asking if you said this, that because Brooke knows more about fire equipment?
This is public comments. Advice of council, it is strongly suggested that the council does not engage in this. Well, I am not going to respond to your questions.
Wow. It's kind of like pleading the fifth, I guess. I guess you can call me a lot and a lot might be true, but one thing I'm not is a male chauvinist. Jeff, is it really appropriate to ask the age of someone that you hire like you did at the last meeting?
I was just a casual. I didn't know the person.
Wow.
Nancy Schaefer, 803 North Division Court, Anamosa. Although I was disappointed that there was not public discussion on that, I totally understand it, Rod. Thank you for the explanation. But I am happy to be able to get up here and say what I wanted to say anyway. So, thank you, Beth. You served as Anamosa City Clerk starting July 29, 2019. You stepped up 1 year later when the city administrator, Jacob Sheridan, resigned and you became interim administrator. At that time, you were dealing with a severe shortage of key staff in City Hall. At a 1.5-hour council meeting with Streets Department 2 weeks later, a big part of council discussion was lack of communication and best use of time by Streets Department as well as Water and Sewer Departments. By the way, this was not a new discussion. Under your direction, changes were made. There was a comment made at the November 2021 meeting that there has been a huge turnover of help and insinuated that it laid on you. If that is true, thank you. And I thank you because the changes in supervision of streets, water, and sewer brought changes in morale among city workers. It was noted at council meetings of more cooperation and working together of departments. City workers have said the work atmosphere has changed for the better. A comment made by an employee with the most seniority in the city, was that communication between departments and administration has never been better. And I also want to mention that a former City Hall employee returned to work for you. And I think that says something. And I think also what says something is when Kay mentioned that you were one of the best or the best administrator, there was applause back here from city employees. So it was discussed by council September 28, 2020 to offer you the permanent position of city administrator. In fact, it was said by councilperson Stout, we have someone doing a good job. Mayor Smith replied that he concurred, and that was, you all did. I don't know what happened to change it. So December 1st, 2020, you became a full-time city administrator. A review by council was to be given in March of every year. That would have made yours roughly 3 months into your new position. A statement at a council meeting was all of council gave a very favorable review, actually glowing. It seems a very negative review was given by the mayor, who was given an invitation by you to offer a review, I believe. It was not required that he give a review. I appreciate the direction you have taken the city of Anamosa, your willingness to be present in the building when others chose to work remotely even before the pandemic. You were available to have discussion and hear concern. I appreciate that you were prepared for meetings. Also, I appreciate that you understand there are laws and procedures, and a representative of the city, you were bound to follow those laws and you stood firm on that. I have heard from a majority of the people sitting up here in the elected positions that they were not running because they had a personal agenda. I don't believe that for 1 minute. It is distressing to see some of our elected officials and citizens that are so insecure personally that they carried that power struggle over into their dealings with you. That you felt the need for a police escort at the end of a council meeting because of comments and behavior by someone sitting at that table needs to be told. I am sorry that happened. I strongly suggest, if the city doesn't already have one, that they adopt a code of conduct for elected officials, a code that outlines specific behaviors that are required or prohibited as a condition of ongoing service, one that forbids sexual harassment and intimidation. I, along with many others, wish you the very best. You lasted longer than the majority of us would have under the circumstances. Thank you, Beth. And I want to say to council, Beth fell into our lap And sadly, I think some elected officials have decided to run the city beyond what the scope of their position is. The Anamosa Journal in 2019 described the city administration office as musical chairs. Too bad for us, the music was only put on pause until election time. Thank you.
Other public comment? 12.0. This meeting is adjourned.